Hello family, welcome back to Africa Ever After. I am Zara. Today we'll be deep diving into a topic that is both near to my heart and fundamental for anyone considering making the trip back to Africa. And that is the mindset changes that need to take place before making the decision to move back to Africa. From understanding the true essence of patience to arriving with a humble heart ready to learn, and also understanding the undeniable importance of community and connection, we're tackling it all. So whether if you're just dreaming of returning, in the planning stages, or you've already made the move, this conversation is for you. So let's get started. Let's start with patience. I'm going to compare what I'm experiencing here in Uganda to what I've experienced in the US. So in Uganda, things move a lot slower. People talk to people a lot more. It's just a slower pace. The day, like the work day, is shorter in that usually in the early morning or in the late evening, you'll see people out enjoying life. They're not necessarily working. So I'll compare that to the US, where everything is fast. Everything is very, very efficient. If you don't even want to go to the grocery store, you don't have to go to the grocery store. You can just order it. And so in exchange for the conveniences of the West, we have given up community. So I think that when you come here, it's important to have patience and understand that things are going to work differently here. And it's not a bad thing. It's actually, I think, a soul reviving experience to understand that everything doesn't have to be super efficient. Everything doesn't have to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Everything doesn't have to be something that is quick, fast-paced. Everything doesn't have to be microwave. Everything here is a lot slower, and I feel like at least my mental health has improved vastly because of it. So when you come here, understand that you will need to embrace patience. The next mindset change that you need to make is to come with a humble heart and be ready to learn. And what I mean by that is, oftentimes, Americans will come here and because of society in America, the news, other media outlets, we are very narcissistic in how we think. And what I mean by that is that we think the world revolves around us, that everybody knows US news or everybody understands what we go through, especially as Black people. We assume that everybody knows our struggles. That is not the case. People have their own lives other places in the world. They have their own problems. They're not focusing on what we're going through. And so when you come to other nations, it's important to come here ready to learn about their culture, learn their language, try their foods, buy some clothing that'll help you to fit in as you walk around, because it honestly makes the experience more enjoyable. Make friends, that's important. Connect with people, and don't just assume that because we do it one way in the US or the UK or wherever it is that you're from, that is the best way to do it. It's not. There's more than one way to do something wonderfully. And I'm learning here that just because I don't necessarily do it like we do it in the West, that it doesn't make it wrong. So when you come here, come ready to learn. And the last mindset change that we'll need to talk about today is the need to shift from an individual ideology to a community ideology. In the States, if you don't want to go anywhere, you don't have to go anywhere. You can work from home, you can get your groceries delivered, you can get any other thing you really desire or want delivered via Amazon. So if you want to stay in your house and be a hermit, you absolutely can do that. Here, That is not a possibility. So you will need to understand that you need people to function. And sis, quite frankly, it wasn't safe for you to do it then either. I mean, for your mental health. It's not good for people to be by themselves. So that's one thing that I wish Western nations would shift back from. Because, I mean, at least growing up when I was a kid and when you had to go places, I felt like communities were happier and thriving more in connection. Whereas we don't necessarily have that in the US anymore, but here it's still thriving. You can go to the mall and people will be talking and having fun, eating ice cream, enjoying each other. Whereas if you go to the same mall in the US, there'll be a few people doing that, but a lot of people will be sitting there on their phones. It's not uncommon to go on a date with your significant other, look around the restaurant, and everybody's on their phone. That is not how society is here. And I think that's actually for the better. So if you're going to come, understand that you will need to make connections, especially if you're coming here to do business. You do not know how it is done here, so it is best to do it with somebody who knows. It's important that you vet that person and that you learn to trust that person, but you cannot do it by yourself. So understand that you will absolutely need to find other people that you can connect with in order to live life better here in Africa. That's a wrap for today's video. We hope you found value in the discussion and are feeling a little bit more equipped for your journey ahead. If you know other mindset shifts that need to be made, please put them in the comments below, because my 3 little things that I mentioned today is not an all-inclusive list. So again, comment them below. If you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button and share it with others who might benefit. Also, don't forget to follow us on our other social media channels for more insights. And as always, keep pushing, keep dreaming. Remember, we're all in this together. Stay blessed, y'all.